In Germany, there is a very popular financial blogger, so-called expert, called Kolja. He's a 36-year-old stock market expert who has been doing something very interesting, and he's made a hell of a lot of money doing it. Hello, my friends. I'm the Electric Viking. Welcome to the channel. Great to have you here. I'm coming to you here from Melbourne, Australia. Welcome to all the new subscribers. Welcome back, everyone else. Now, what I absolutely love is hearing from you what you think about the videos we make. And we've made over 1,000 videos over the last 6 or 7 months. So make sure you click that little icon bell so that you get notified in your feed for all the news. We obviously do more videos than any other electric vehicle or renewable energy channel on YouTube. So if you want to hear about the news and what's actually going on and what's going on not only in America or not only in Europe, but also basically everywhere, try to report on Germany, on Europe, on China, on America, on Australia, Canada if we can, everywhere, make sure you subscribe to the channel. A 36-year-old stock market expert explained why he's been investing a certain amount of money on this EV company every single month and why he's so confident in this particular car giant this year. Well, obviously we're talking about Tesla here. Let's get straight to the point. He's been investing $5,500 US every single month. This dude obviously makes a lot of money to be able to put in, what's that? $1,270 US every single week. I've got to say I'm very impressed with the kind of discipline this guy has. A lot of people who make a lot of money, you know what they do? They spend it. Yeah, they spend it. And so many people live beyond their means. And I really respect people like many of you. I know many of you do this, who invest a set amount of money every week or every month. And basically it goes straight from your bank account, straight into your stock account, and then you use it to invest. And I think that's a very wise decision. So kudos to those of you who do that. Few companies polarize investors as much as Tesla and as much as Elon Musk. Star American investor, well, a little bit beleaguered lately, isn't she? Cathie Wood is obviously a fan of Tesla. The Big Short hedge fund manager, Michael Burry, has bet on Tesla stock crashing. He's lost a lot of money doing so. Tesla achieved record sales of around $12 billion US in the second quarter of 2021. That's twice as much as the same quarter in the previous year. Net income in the second quarter was $1.1 billion, 10 times higher than in the same quarter in the previous year. Many people think Tesla is overvalued. Price to earnings right now is around about 140. If for comparison's sake, Ford's price to earnings is at 3. Other experts, though, believe the company has very strong growth and earnings prospects. And those earnings prospects don't just cover the automotive industry. I mean, if Tesla pull off one of their other, people might call them Hail Marys, let's just call them projects. If they pull off one of their other projects, automation, robotics, any energy arbitrage, or potentially, their other businesses, solar, they could actually become much, much bigger than just an auto company. Now, one person who firmly believes in Tesla becoming much more than an auto company is Kolja from Germany. He's an entrepreneur and he's founder of the German YouTube channel Aktien mit Kopf, which roughly translates as investing with intelligence. I like that name, by the way. Now, since 2013, the 36-year-old has been making videos about shares and investing, and with now over 300,000 subscribers, he's become one of the best-known stock market bloggers in Germany. Kudos to this guy, right? I love the fact that he started in 2013. I mean, that was right back when YouTube wasn't really a big thing in terms of making an income from it. He's just gone all in. Baghorn also runs other companies, primarily websites and other YouTube channels that deal with topics like taxes, insurance, and real estate. He's a busy dude. Apparently, he actually invests in a lot of different shares. And since the beginning of 2022, he's been investing $5,500 US every month in Tesla. So he's sort of really a beginner when it comes to Tesla. And he would have lost a bit of money so far this year. Not a whole lot because he hasn't invested a whole lot yet, but he would have lost a little bit. However, he said this: the company is in an exciting phase, in my opinion, where it's making more and more profit. I believe that in the future, Tesla's enterprise value will increase significantly more. His goal is to buy a total of $130,000 worth of Tesla shares, and he plans to invest $5,500 per month in the company for 2 years with a monthly savings plan. In other words, the money just comes straight out of his bank account when he makes the income and straight into his share account. His strategy is based on the cost average effect, when investors regularly put a fixed amount in fluctuating stocks. I actually do the same. When prices are low, more shares are automatically purchased, meaning you can avoid timing mistakes. Well, you can't avoid them altogether. You can't really time the market perfectly, but there are strategies you can use to time it better. This is what he says: I use a savings plan because Tesla may have a price correction at any time, or China may influence the price with interventions. That's why he doesn't invest a large amount all at once, but prefers to invest a medium-sized amount on a monthly basis. But the cost average doesn't automatically lead to success. For example, if a stock rises steadily over the long term, fewer and fewer shares will actually be bought. In the long run, Baughorn is convinced Tesla will do very well though, especially because of its CEO, not in spite of, but because of its CEO, Elon Musk. This is what he says. There's a blog article from Elon Musk in 2006 where he writes how he wants to build Tesla. He's done exactly what he said since he wrote that 16 years ago. He added he was confident that Tesla will double the number of cars it sells for the next few years. And he dismissed the suggestion that Tesla is overvalued because it produces and sells fewer cars than some other company. People forget what happens when revenue and the amount of cars sold double every year. 50% growth year over year makes a gigantic difference to a company that regularly grows by 5%, he said. Now, he basically says, when asked about Volkswagen, that it doesn't matter what they're doing, because he expects that Tesla will actually pass Volkswagen, like I do, and sell up to 15 million cars in 10 years' time. Per year, by the way. 15 million per year. However, he does think there's a certain element of risk investing in Tesla. And he says when you bet on a single stock, it's always a risk. And I might be wrong. So I'll put a link to his channel in the description below. Obviously, if you don't speak German, it might not be that good for you, but who knows? Now, I think he makes a really good point here. And I've shared this analogy a couple of times before, but not for a long time now. So most of you probably haven't heard it. This is called the seduction of the exponential curve. As the story goes, when chess was presented to a great king, the king offered the inventor any reward he wanted. The inventor asked that a single grain of rice be placed on the first square of the chessboard, just a single grain. Then 2 grains on the second square, 4 grains on the third, 8 grains on the next, and so on, doubling each time. Now the king was baffled by such a small price for a wonderful game. He really thought this new game of chess was just amazing. And he immediately agreed to what appeared as though was a tiny price to pay. He ordered his treasurer to pay the agreed upon sum. Then 1 week later, the inventor went before the king and asked why he had not received his reward. The king, outraged that the treasurer had disobeyed him, immediately summoned him and demanded to know why the inventor had not been paid. The treasurer explained that the sum could not be paid. By the time you got even halfway through the chessboard, the amount of grain required was more than the entire kingdom possessed. The king took in this information and he thought for a while. Then he did the only rational thing a king could do in those circumstances. He had the inventor killed. An object lesson in the perils of trying to outwit a king. This fable is used as a lesson in the power of exponential growth. From the 1 grain of rice on the first square of the chessboard, the amount increases to the point that by the time you get to square 64, there are over 18 quintillion grains of rice on the board. Now, obviously, this kind of exponential growth can't be sustained forever. Tesla is in a period right now of exponential growth. The inventor can't be paid because well before you get to the end of the chessboard, you run out of grain. You've hit the physical limitations of the math, and as a consequence, the growth either leads to a dramatic downturn or it simply levels off. However, this is the key reason why Tesla's enormous 30% margins, industry leading, are so important to their continued exponential growth. As they build more factories and build more cars, eventually they'll hit a point in which maybe 20 million cars, maybe they can't increase that anymore. But of course, with a CEO like Elon Musk, smarter than you and I put together, maybe all of us here put together, I don't know, those profits will be invested in robotics, in automation, and in the future of the planet. So we might yet see exponential growth from Tesla for at least a decade to come. And that is where the true value of investing in Tesla stock lies. Really, when it comes down to it, we're all just investing in the genius in one man's mind. The same man who's pretty much pulled off one of the most miraculous stories in the history of the automotive industry. Back in 2006, no one would have believed his master plan was even remotely possible. But now look where we are. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comment section below what you think. Is this kind of exponential growth we're seeing from Tesla sustainable, and how long can they sustain it for? Bye-bye.